and welcome to my video on temperaments according to religion and the Quran. Alright then, so let's get to it. The idea that there are four fundamental behavioral types has existed for over a couple thousand years and was first coined by Hippocrates, who named the temperaments according to the four bodily humors: melancholic, choleric, phlegmatic, and sanguine. Ever since then, numerous people have added their own take on it, but to give you a basic overview, we'll call them the perfect melancholic, the powerful choleric, the peaceful phlegmatic, and the popular sanguine. So, what differentiates these temperaments? Well, the melancholic and choleric both share a trait in that their responses are generally strong and high in impact, and this is opposite to that shared by the phlegmatic and sanguine, in that their responses are softer and lower in impact. However, when it comes to introvertedness, the melancholic and phlegmatic belong to that category, whereas the sanguine and choleric belong to the extrovert category. And finally, the melancholic and sanguine have more turbulent psyches, whereas the choleric and phlegmatic have more assertive psyches. Now, all of this is nothing, but the question remains: why are the four temperaments connected this way, and what is the connection? So this is what the Quran has to say on the matter. If you refer to chapter 30, the Romans, ayat 21 to 24, you will notice a pattern. This is what the 21st ayat states: "And among his signs is this, that he created for you mates from among yourselves, that ye may dwell in tranquility with them, and he has put love and mercy between your hearts. Verily in that are signs for those who fikir." Now, I left the Arabic word fikir in there to denote that in Arabic, words have multiple meanings, and the Arabic word fikir can translate to mean either reflect, or someone who gives deep thought, or someone who meditates. So this ayat is talking about the type of person that likes to reflect or meditate, which somewhat relates to the perfect melancholic tendencies. For the next three ayat, the Quran is describing the other temperaments. There's ilmu, which means to have knowledge or to know. There's sama'il, which means to listen or to hearken. And finally, there's akal, which means to use wisdom or reason. As you can see from these four descriptions, the Quran groups behavior according to learning types instead of labels. And this actually makes sense, because growing up, we see that different people learn the same things differently, and they tend to like different things for wholly different reasons. It is for this reason that there has been a big push towards providing personalized education, as different people respond better to different types of teachings. But getting back to the topic at hand, let's double check these behaviors with what has already been established. Coming back to our earlier diagram, the Quran describes the perfect melancholic as reflective or deep thinking. This, of course, is a characteristic of introverts, who are very comfortable in their own company. This behavior also lends itself well to making thought-out decisions, which generally results in high-impact responses. Although a melancholic is slow to act, once he does act, he's very purpose and result-oriented. Conversely, this deep thinking is a sign of inner turbulence, as a melancholic strives to achieve perfection through well-thought-out plans. Moving on to the powerful choleric, which the Quran describes as knowledgeable, the saying that knowledge is power rings true, as cholerics are known for their strong responses. The more knowledgeable you are, the more naturally confident you become, which depicts the choleric's inner assertiveness. And all this results in a very authoritative, extroverted behavior. As for the peaceful phlegmatic, also known as a listener, if you are listening more, you'll be talking less. Thus, this results in the appearance of introvertedness. And if you're listening, you're not busy challenging or disputing notions, which results in a very calm and assertive psyche. And thirdly, the act of listening is a mostly passive rather than aggressive learning behavior, which will conclude in rather soft and tepid responses. And coming to the popular sanguine, the Quran regards them as using wisdom, which can be construed as one who learns primarily through experience and mistakes. Since the sanguine are affected by mistakes the most, he would naturally be more careful and more cautious, as mistakes mean a lot more to them than the rest. This equates to the sanguine taking lower risks and making lower impact decisions. Alternately, this somewhat love and hate relationship with mistakes is what causes the sanguine great inner turmoil. The sanguine that makes more mistakes learns more, but also suffers more. The sanguine deals with this dilemma by speaking out more, as the more he relies on other people's experiences, the lesser impact the mistakes will be. This will also give the sanguine the confidence he needs to overcome the fear of making those mistakes. Well then, I hope this sheds some light on temperaments as described in the Quran. And more importantly, I hope this helps you identify and utilize your most effective learning ability. I'll be happy to address any questions you guys have. Do email me at the address given below, and stay tuned for more videos on temperaments by me.